Hello, all of my spooky, scary monsters. Welcome to our Little Monster Fun Lab that is a part of our Quarantine-O-WEEN Boo It Yourself event this year. I hope you are having so much fun doing your crafts and your science experiments. We just wanted to give you just another exciting, spooky science experiment that you can watch and you can do with us. So today, my name is Miss Witch Emma. I am a witch today. And what I am doing is playing with dry ice. So dry ice is carbon dioxide in its solid form. So when a temperature gets to negative 69.5 degrees, the carbon dioxide, the frozen carbon dioxide, the dry ice, changes directly from a solid to a gas. Super crazy, right? And it is so cold that I cannot touch it with my bare hands. It'll actually hurt me. So it is a little spooky, but we can still do some awesome science experiments with it, and it looks really, really cool. So today we are using bubble solution to trap that carbon dioxide fog that is being created when we put dry ice into slightly warm water. So it creates this fog that you see here, the spooky fog, and we're gonna trap it into a bubble. Sound good? So I have this special little contraption here, and what I'm going to do, the fog and the bubbles won't hurt me, but I'm going to put on a glove because actually my bare hand will hurt the bubble. It'll pop it because of all the oils and the natural oils and the little dust and dirt that's on your hands will actually pop the bubble. So I'm gonna put on a glove here, and I am going to put a plate over the top of my jar here, and I'm going to stick it in my bubble solution, and we are going to see it create a bubble. And it kind of looks like, so you can see a little bit of fog coming out of it, but it is starting to slowly, the dry ice is starting to get smaller in here. So I have my cooler next to me and I'm gonna have to put more in. But you can see right here, I can hold the bubble. Oh. And when I said that, it popped and released all of the fog that was inside of it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little more dry ice to my potions that I have in front of me here. Let's see. And it comes in, dry ice comes in a big block. So I have to use a hammer to hammer it and break it into smaller pieces. And then I use my tongs so I make sure that I'm being safe. There, I put 2 new cubes of dry ice in there, and you can already see the fog starting to work a little faster. So I'm gonna put, and you can see the smoke or the fog coming off of the dry ice there. Very spooky. So dry ice can be used to keep food very cold Some theater companies where people put on plays will use dry ice to create fog on the stage also. And there are other uses for dry ice as well, but those are two bigger kind of things that people use it for, especially to keep food very cold. That's very handy. So we have our fog coming out of our tube here, and I'm gonna put it in my bubble solution, and it's forming a bubble. It's getting bigger. Look at that! Let's see if I can drop it. Pop! How fun! All right, let's do another one. Here it comes. Let's see if we can just drop it on the table, see if it bounces or something. Boop. How cool! So these are our dry ice bubble experiments. That one just kind of popped right away because the bubble solution was getting thinner and thinner on the end of my tube here. So the bubble solution creates a thin film on the very end of the tube here, and it traps the frozen carbon dioxide fog in the middle of it. So that very, very thin film is actually very strong. But eventually, it'll pop. Just like all bubbles, right? So I do have another dry ice experiment here. This one is kind of up Miss Witch Emma's alley because it is a crystal ball. And we're gonna get a little spookier with this one. All right, so I need to grab my dry ice. And it's in that little, don't want to touch it because it's very cold, but it's in the, it's solid form, but you can still see it going or transforming into its gas form. So eventually, if I do have dry ice left over, if it's exposed to the air, it'll just slowly and slowly turn into its gas form. The water here speeds up that process. It's called sublimation. Is when the solid dry ice turns into a gas. So the water speeds up the sublimation process. All right. So I dipped a piece of fabric, a thin piece of fabric. It's kind of like a shoelace. And I have a container here with slightly warm water. And then I have my dry ice rock inside. And what I'm gonna do is slowly pull it over the top of my, fingers are slimy, the top of my cup here, and you can see it growing. So now I can tell a fortune. You can see the bubble solution trapping the carbon dioxide fog inside here. Very cool. So it's creating pressure on the inside of this bubble. The fog is creating the pressure, and when the pressure becomes too much, it does that. The bubble pops. So there is, if it does create too much pressure, the bubble will pop because there's so much gas inside of it. So I'll do this again for you. I'm wearing my glow-in-the-dark spider ring today. So he's getting a little bubbly as well. All right. Ooh, you can tell fortunes. And while that's growing, I'm going to get a couple more pieces of dry ice and put them into my other potions. Because I don't think they're quite done brewing yet. They need a little more time brewing. And again, I'm using my tongs because I want to be safe, right? Because even though this is pretty cool, we do need to make sure that we are following the rules and being very safe with it. Look at my magic ball is starting to grow a little more there. Let's see. It's still, so the dry ice bubble, or the dry ice, the solid form of dry ice down at the bottom of the water, it's getting smaller and smaller because the water is speeding up that process, the sublimation process. Look at that. I think we should blow on the bubble. Should we pop it? Again, the gas in the bubble won't hurt me, but as long as I don't put my fingers in the water by the rock of dry ice, I'll be okay. It popped on its own! Look at that! That was so cool, wasn't it? And it's still brewing as the dry ice gets smaller and smaller in the water. Wonderful. Well, the Children's Museum of Green Bay wishes all of you a very happy Halloween, and I hope you enjoyed our science experiment today. Continue doing your Halloween crafts and science experiments, and be sure to let us know. Send us pictures if you made one of your really cool experiments or crafts. Make sure you let us know that you're having an amazing Halloween out there. Because even though we're separated, we still want to celebrate with you and have fun this Halloween. So thanks again for watching my little monster fun lab today. And I hope you have a very, very happy Halloween. Bye, everyone.